Just what Keith mentioned there as a parting shot, that turnaround that Hansi Flick managed. So remember, Kovac, the previous manager, got sacked last November after a 5-1 defeat in the Bundesliga to Eintracht Frankfurt, and they were sitting fourth in the league. And since then, they've devoured everything in front of them. Yeah, it's been quite phenomenal what he did. And he was only brought in on an interim basis, and he was just there, somebody who hadn't managed a team for about 14 years. And even as a manager, he hadn't sort of ripped trees up. But he'd been around with the German team, and he was an important part of that. They won a World Cup while he was the assistant. And there was great respect from the players for him. And he did it quite simply from all accounts that we read, you know, that he got in and said, OK, let's go back to the Bayern Munich that we know, let's take the risks, let's play a high line and go out and enjoy ourselves. And it's very interesting listening to Muller's interview beforehand and other bits that I've read from players, and they speak about his humanity and how he's humble and how he spends time speaking to the players who aren't playing, or the players that he's dropped, or the players that he's substituted. And he's bonded the team incredibly well. And I think when you look at how things change, suddenly Lewandowski is a world beater, scoring goals left, right and centre. Muller, you know, that fabulous link-up that he has between midfield and the front, that shadow centre-forward role that he plays. And Gnabry comes and takes on, you know, a whole new sort of superstar image. All the base, it was hard work, doing things the Bayern Munich way. He got lucky in one way. Alphonso Davies came along, what a player he was, to burst along out of the scene. But all in, I think Hansi Flick's, I suppose, time in football, no one would have seen. He was an assistant with Jogi Löw with the Germans, wasn't he? He was. His time in football, it would never have shown that he would do this. So it's an incredible story. Fair play to him. Kimmich, who got the assist tonight for the goal, Brian, says not just the players within a system. He really looks at the human being behind the players. We don't normally, because we see these guys often as distant figures, almost like sort of superstars, and they're all machine-like. But they're people as well, and they need to be managed, and you can see what can be achieved.
Well, look, I think Bayern Munich have done this type of thing before, changing managers when it's not gone so well. It usually improves. I think they did it a few years back with Hitchfeld.
Heynckes came in as well, didn't he?
Sorry, Jupp Heynckes came in, and he won the Champions League when he was 72. And then he went at the end of the season. They won the league, they won the Champions League. So it's not unknown for them to change the manager mid-season and have great success. The basic thing is that they have better players than anyone else in Germany and most of the teams in Europe. This year they've proved that they have the best combination of players, a coach who obviously got the best out of them when he came in. I mean, Ancelotti was the coach before him. He's a very good coach, and I would have said someone who was very humble, and I would have said somebody who gets on very well with players and is human. But this guy has come in and fixed whatever was wrong. They lost a couple of matches in November. They'd already, won several matches in the Champions League up to that point. They've gone on since then unbeaten in the season, extraordinary season. But they were the best team. They were the better team tonight. I thought PSG would play better. I thought the front three would do better. They defended quite well. They were outplayed in the middle of the field. There wasn't enough of them in the middle of the pitch. Didn't get on the ball enough. And the goalkeeper, Neuer, had to make big saves. Niall picked him out before the match, and he was bang on.
He's giving his coaches a little moment in the sun.